Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about the next remaining two generations, that is fourth generation and fifth generation. About first three generation, first generation, second generation and third generation, we have already discussed in the previous videos. Now let us discuss about the fourth generation. Actually, the fourth generation, which is called as a 4G, which we name it as a 4G, what we are using now, actually it's a LTE, long-term evolution. When the 4G was planned, it was planned to achieve a 10 times faster network. So we have come near to that, but actually 4G is providing nearly 10 times more, because it was assumed to be more than that. But what happens, to fill the gap between 4G and 3G, one more technology was introduced, that is LTE, called as a long-term evolution. If you simply see about mobile phones, when the mobile phones were designed, these were designed for long-range calling, or what you can call it as a remote calling, means calling without any wire. It was a wireless calling. It was designed as a wireless calling device. But later it is not just used for calling. It is used for different services. Means nowadays our cell phones or mobile handsets, they have become service oriented. So when I say the term service oriented, it is using SMS as a service. It is using MMS as a service. Video calling is used as a service. And all these things are based, most of the things are based on internet access. 4G made mobile internet accessible better, means it increased the speed of the network so that the internet access become very easier and faster. Actually 4G made it possible to have a high-speed internet from our smartphone or laptop. See, not just in smartphone. Nowadays we can connect our mobile to the laptop through this hotspot. You know that, right? So that is possible. Actually, our laptops or a system takes more memory, or it needs more bandwidth. That also is supported by our mobile phones. That is because of the 4G technology. Actually 4G has some important applications. First one is IP telephony. So you can conduct telephone, that is through IP. So you must be knowing about voice over internet protocol, VoIP, correct? So that is what is used in Geo type of phones. VoLTE, what we call voice over LTE. Okay, that is possible because of IP technology. Before that, GSM was used for voice. Now IP is used for voice. You know IP stands for Internet Protocol. It also provides some gaming services. About this one, for me it is not necessary to explain much. You are very much familiar with this PUBG and all these things, and Free Fire and all. So it provides some gaming services. Then it provides a high definition mobile TV. Yes, when say around 8 to 10 years back, all this IP telephony and HD movie TV, these were just as a part of emerging technologies. They were emerging, means recently the 4G was planned in year 2010 and 11. 3G was were used, and 4G was under construction, and it was called as a long-term evolution. It was called as a LTE, what we call long-term evolution. That time itself, it was planned that if the TV can be sent over a IP network, what we call you must be knowing Netflix, okay, Jio TV, correct? Then you have from Airtel you have Extreme. These are all high definition mobile TVs. You can have it on your mobile phone. You are very much familiar with these things nowadays. I'm just telling it for the sake of telling. Okay, Now these are the technologies or the applications which are introduced in the 4th generation. Next, it also supports video conferencing and 3D television video conferencing. You know what is video conferencing? Google Meet, then a lot of are there. Zoom is there, Google Meet is there, MS Team is there. Now recently I have found one that is compatible with our Canvas, that is called as a Big Blue button. So those are the video conferencing softwares. So that is also possible. Means you can bring your office in home. Without this advancement in the technology, it was not possible for us to do these type of online classes. And it also supports 3D televisions. These are some of the applications included in 4G. Actually, it is providing some platform for running some applications which were available on wired network. So that is making so 4G technology is allowing all these type of applications which were run on wired network. So here there are two competing 4G standards are there. One is mobile WiMAX standard and another one is long-term evolution. What are those? We will discuss in the future. Now let us discuss about the 5th generation. Actually, 5th generation is not yet deployed, and it is still in the research and development phase. And its main objective is to achieve the capacity of 1 Gbps. So what you can call it as a high-speed internet. And it provides a connectivity to a large number of devices due to IoT, Internet of Things, and it is also providing MIMO technology, that is a multiple input and multiple output technology. Multiple input, multiple output technology can deploy multiple antennas for transmission and reception. So that is to increase the data rate. So 5th generation is still under construction. So until it is introduced, it is very hard to discuss anything about this. Now here there is a chart of this all generations. First generation, you can see it is introduced in 85 to 2000. And one important thing I want to share with you guys. So if you get any of these generations, if you point out these key points and you write it in the steps, so 4 or 5 steps, you will get marks for this if any of the generation is asked. So these are the things what it covers. Say for example, if you take a first generation, it started in period 95, so you can simply write the first generation started in 1985 and it was up to 2000, and main features in that was analog voice service, and its data rate was around 3 kbps, and technology used was analog voice cellular, and it offered services only voice facility, means it was not providing any other facilities such as SMS or data services like that, and it was working on switching circuit switching network. Similarly, if it was asked about 2G or 2.5G, it used digital radio signals rather than analog signals, and here the voice is encoded into digital signals and comparatively secure. It was comparatively secure. See, 3 points are getting for 2G and 3G over the first generation. Similarly, if you take a data rate, it supports a data rate of 15 to 7 kbps. Maybe it's more, maybe 50 to 7 kbps. It should be actually 70 kbps, I think. Then packet data transmission. Then it was supporting packet data, means it was supporting data services, voice, SMS, packet data facilities, means internet facilities were available. It was supporting both circuit switching and it was supporting a digital data. Similarly, if you see 3G, It's a fast, it has a fast transfer rate and greater network capability, and its speed was up to 2.5 Mbps. And digital broadband packet data was used here, and high quality audio and video were supported in 3G. Then it was using packet switching rather than circuit switching. See here, up to 2G or 2.5G it was using circuit switching with digital data, but from 3G actually it is shifted from circuit switching to packet switching, means more internet oriented, more IP oriented. Next, in 4G, data and voice over the IP was used, and packet switched network was used here, and its speed was 180 to 220 Mbps. So here M is capital means mega, B is small, that means bits. It's not megabytes per second, it is megabits per second. If you write B capital, it becomes megabytes per second. So it's actually megabits per second, 180 megabits per second, and to 1.5 GB. It is not reached, to be honest. So that is why we call it as a LTE. Next is a digital broadband packet, all with digital broadband packet, then which provides a very high throughput. Then digital information services it offers. Then packet switching and message switching are the switching techniques which are used here. About these things, that is a circuit switching, packet switching and message switching, you are already familiar. Similarly, you have a 5G. Okay, so its main objective is to achieve 1 Gbps of data, and IP based seamless communication of a broadband wireless LAN. That is a technology what it will provide. It is still under construction, so I don't want to discuss much about this.